I got the hyper sound on this time, so hopefully it'll record. Yeah, so we're pushing higher already, it looks like. We could try to take like a Mayday trade in here. About 20 points or so. This high is definitely the most concerning high, or the most, what I would think would be the most immediate high that it's reaching for. And then of course if we really got a big move, you know, I would be really shocked if we got all the way up here, honestly. But nice little Mayday trade. We're at least up half, so didn't run straight back for our stop, which is at least a good sign. Typically we close these at 1-to-1. So we're at 1-to-1 if you want to go ahead and close that out. Unless you're wanting to risk it. It is a Mayday trade. Alright, so we're reaching up into that 2-to-1. We're almost up 2-to-1 now. Yeah, we hit that 2-to-1. Like I said, we're lucky really just to even get that 1-to-1 because it's a Mayday trade. So they're most likely running for this liquidity here. They might go a little bit shy of it and give a retail death trap. But you can see here the hourly candle is expanding. 30-minute, this 15-minute candle is expanding. So this 15-minute candle is only really about 5 minutes worth of price action so far. But I think that 2-to-1 is significant, and I'm not going to take a loss after this. So I'll go ahead and just at least take a small partial if it starts pushing back. Because we have our 3-to-1 target right at the previous daily high, so it's pretty much right on there. I need to check if my sound is on too. Yeah, see it giving that pullback. I'm just watching the tick chart, so I'm gonna take a little bit, and I know it doesn't leave our stop very safe here, but since we're already up 2-to-1, I'm just not willing to risk anything. Yeah, see it giving that pullback. I'm just watching the tick chart. Okay, cool. Audio is good. Test. Oh, okay. So it doesn't cut it. Nice. So that 3 to 1's about to be hit right there at that previous daily high. Nice. So we hit our 3 to 1, and we hit that previous daily high. So if you want a partial there, I think that's going to be a solid partial right there. You got your 3 to 1, and you have your target previous daily high. Now, for the people who like to take risk in here or add a little more risk to the trade, right? We have another target, which is the previous daily high before that. Now, like I said, I wouldn't recommend that. It's at least one thing I can guarantee is you're going to give up at least a little bit of profit. It's going to pull back a little bit. Now, what happens after that pullback? It might launch to this second target. I don't know. As bullish as it's already been, I could be wrong, but it was a high impact news event, but it was pending home sales. I don't think that pending home sales is the kind of high impact news that's really going to push it over the edge completely. I think that that's one of the news sessions that, yes, has some significance to it, yes, can really start pushing, but at the same time, it generally just produces a nice move and then goes back into that consolidation. And that's pretty much it for the rest of the day too, as far as news goes. So they're definitely going to have to use it for something at some point today, as far as the reasoning for that push in that direction. Yeah, see, we hit our target, and generally, especially in the indices, that will turn things around once you hit that target. They either melt that target or kind of just tap it. I'm going to redo my US30 markup here. Let's see. Okay, so all the levels that we've traded bullish off of pretty much make sense. We're coming off of a propulsion block. So again, we'll just look at it on the daily. And as far as, right, so we have this large daily range that we've been in. We've been in this pretty big consolidation. Now, here's our zone, right? We call that a rejection block. It's just looking from the lowest body down to the lowest wick. Now, they didn't take out the whole thing. Right, they only traded to about 25% of it, so we could eventually, right, clear some of this fair value gap here and then reach back down into it. What we're watching now to see if that holds is the bullish side of things. So right here, this lowest one is going to be a bullish order block. Right, so the lowest one in that range is the bullish order block. Now, with this being the bullish order block, once it's traded into, see the body, not the wick, right? Once it's traded into, we could have used this one earlier, but this is what's called a propulsion block, right? So it's an order block that's pretty much trading into an order block. And you can see we've responded with this bullishness here in today's candle. So there is a chance for it to hold. But there's also a chance for it to fail. And if it's failing, these are the checks and balances, kind of, if you will, that we'll use to understand either price is holding or price is failing. Right? If price is holding, it'll keep building bullish prices off of these order blocks. It shouldn't go lower than our order block now that we have a propulsion block. Right? So the mean threshold of our propulsion block kind of gives us that line in the sand of, hey, we shouldn't go further down than this. And if they do, now we have reason to target the rejection block at the bottom. And not just that, but we have, a reason to target the 50%, that 25%, and the low. Right, being down here, that's that December low of December. Now, if like I said, it's more so going to be, okay, what do we do with the rest of today? Do we get a New York reversal that is strong and significant and gets us below 50% of the current range from today's high and low? If we do that, if we close or get below even 50% of the total range of today, so measuring from the high to the low, if we get down to that 50%, that's actually going to be a pretty strong rejection. So all we need to do is get down to this fair value gap around 33,000, right under that. Or, right, we continue building those bullish prices in and climbing on top of them. So once we hit this rejection block here and we traded down to the low and ran into it, we reached up above an order block and then recapitalized around the mean threshold. So just to focus on the mean threshold, right, we'll just take 50% of this order block. We look at 50% of it. You can see they trade down into the rejection block, but then this here, the fib, is the order block, and then they hit right here, mean threshold 50%, and what happens? They respond bullishly. Boom. Now it really doesn't give it much time. We just give this short consolidation today. But where is it consolidating at? Right? It's at the mean threshold of that propulsion block. Right? So once it got to the middle of this down close candle, this day, once it got to the middle here, boom, it runs up. Now our propulsion block, which since it's traded down into it, is now here. I'm not going to try to confuse you too much, but look at this candle real quick. Now when we give that consolidation, the second one, and then run away, right here, the run comes from 50% of that propulsion block. It consolidates right around it and then boom, runs for the high, reaccumulates there at 75, and then runs that previous daily high. And then let's see. Yeah, you saw something similar in S&P and something similar in NASDAQ. So it kind of gave it all across the board. NASDAQ looked real nice. We do have some odd man out because NASDAQ did not take the previous daily high. S&P did. Just barely, but it did. So S&P took the high. US30 took the high. NASDAQ can't. So I think it's important that we watch those levels, especially NASDAQ because it's odd man out. I wouldn't be afraid to see some kind of short. They all printed lower highs, so we're still in a weird spot, but things could start opening up quick. In longer term, I want to see if we want to reach for that 34.5 level. I think that, you know, the news cycle right now is very calm. I feel like, you know, they're focusing on a lot of the natural disasters and things like that. You haven't heard as much about inflation and the economy. I think not that it's on the back burner. I think that it's just starting to become like an old topic, and it's investors are starting to become bored with it because it's not as speculative as it was, right? There's not, hey, what is the deal with interest rates? What are these things even gonna do? Like, they're too hard to predict. Now it's, you know, pretty understandable. Hey, inflation is a real thing. They are hiking rates pretty significantly, and they're probably going to continue to do these small rate hikes as long as things aren't getting out of control. So it's kind of what I would expect. I think that's what most investors are expecting. But you said seeing a potential breaker setup on US30 or no? US30 looked exactly like your real. Let me see. You talking about like for the short, for the reversal, or just like continuing what's already here?
So basically, the Sunday's low got taken. It was kind of weak, but it still took the low and then ran above and made higher highs. It was clearly it's bullish, but it left a fair value gap right there where I highlighted. So based on the premium and discount price, if the price were to trade lower into that fair value gap, that's the breaker setup that I was talking about.
Yeah. That'd be super clean. I wonder if we have odd man out at that low of the day. I didn't even check. We do. And you know, that's dangerous because remember we've been kind of talking about how that could turn into liquidity. And that generally it won't turn to liquidity unless we have or it won't turn to liquidity until we get odd man out at the high. And then once it gives odd man out at the high, things are a little bit easier for it to want to seek that level. You know, there are times when it holds and there are times when it becomes liquidity. So now we could start kind of fishing out for, okay, are we going to get this odd man out because of the previous daily high? Or, right, does it run toward it. I was thinking that we were gonna get, if we'd have got, since we're not there, it's kind of like the, we talk about like the Mr. Potato Head or like the inception theory, right? One thing being inside of another, or just something that's fractal, right? We have an odd man out based on this previous daily high, but that's kind of like our higher time frame one. If we, what like a perfect scenario or more actionable scenarios now that we have odd man out here would be, you want to see this odd man out, but you also want to see something on the lower time frame right here on your 1 minute, 5 minute. Then that could lead us to a setup, but we weren't able to do it here, so maybe we need a little bit more time. News was released at 9. It's only 9:25. So, could be a bit of misdirection. We, admittedly though, we do look super bullish, and would not be completely shocked if it kept pushing through. I haven't seen, like I said, anything to try to pull it back yet, but we'll see. Usually when it pulls back on days like this, it'll happen one of two ways: either really fast, or it'll just consolidate and really won't go at all. Okay, so working it a little bit. The dollar is dumping right now. If Josh were on here, he would tell us not to. Josh is big on using dollar. That previous daily low looking pretty sweet though, right there on dollar, full reversal. Because we're up in that monthly wick now. Right, this is that monthly open to monthly high. Remember we tagged that 75 level when we were looking at it, because it was 104.8, that institutional level. We were at the 75, which is also crosses the rejection block, which on the 4 hour it was also the order block right there. So is that 104.8 level was like crazy strong. So I would not be surprised that this short here hits its target. Like I said, it already ran it. So like I said, we were looking for longs in GU. Why? Well, because remember we had this odd man out here. And you see it took out this low. So what does that give us? That didn't give us odd man out there. I know we had to have some here at the low. Oh yeah, look at that New York. See how New York is real low here? It reaches low on Euro. New York barely reaches here on GU. Barely reaches. So they provide whatever odd man out they end up hitting here. Let's drop it down. Yeah, they reach down in Euro, don't reach down here. Now they pair that manipulation with the manipulation here, and they run that high. See, look, they even run it in Euro. So that's just an example of, sometimes you could use it as a target. So they were all in sync. Dollar went to stop hunt high. Dollar and GU did stop hunt low. So with dollar selling off like that, I think that it's not a bad idea to try to hold the long that we're in. I don't think that we should close it necessarily just yet. And for people on YouTube, our setup is roughly here. Or like right here. So we were right here at 3-1 when it hit. Yeah, that's where we're at. So this is kind of roughly what we're looking at. And with dollar being that aggressive, I mean, you can see it's already starting to pull back, but we're odd man out in dollar with GU and EU because GU and EU have now taken their previous daily high, but dollar has not taken that previous daily low. So it either needs to take it real soon, or we're likely not trying to take it right now. And that could, give some complications here for indices because they've already been bullish all morning. And when they've been bullish all morning, it gives us not necessarily like a level of probability, but when we see the market move, right, we want to see it move with certain expectations. Generally, we see a consolidation. And then after a consolidation, we know one thing's going to happen, right? They're most likely going to fake to one side. Then they'll reverse to the other, right? And then after they do consolidation impulse reversal, they generally go back into a consolidation till they can do it again. Push somewhere, maybe it's a fake out, and then they reach the other way. But today has mostly been, you can see we got a push, small consolidation at that 50%, another push, retracement, push. So it's not that it can't happen, it's just that it's lower probability to see retracement, push. right, and see kind of this 1, 2, 3, 4-part move instead of seeing just this 3-part move, right? It's more likely you see push, consolidation, push, consolidation, push, consolidation, right? So that's all I'm trying to throw out there. Just go ahead and take the loss on it if it comes and pops it too. I'm not necessarily trying to hold it anymore. Like I already said, we hit our target and I'm comfortable with where it reached. Can't complain about a 3-to-1. Okay, we're running back. Oh man, heavy. Nice. Put that order block right there. I'll try to sneak it in. I would have liked to be in just a bit lower. Like a limit right here. Yeah, it's punching through it. Yeah, I think that this is just going to end up pushing down. It's actually gotten a lot of momentum really fast. So to try to get creative on this, we could see if we get a pullback into this level. But if not, then we don't really have much to work with. Okay. So we'll see if we can trade on the inverse levels here.
Hey, Ty, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, bro?
I think a possible breaker on the 15-minute on Nas, but I don't want to take you off of what you're looking at.
No, you're good. You talking about this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. But things seem to be moving pretty damn quick.
I don't know why the volatility out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's because that 9:30 or that 9 o'clock they did right here. They just ran to that high and then consolidated and then reversed. So I think that was their intention from the beginning. Like I said, now that we have odd man out here, it's dangerous. Comes a target. Hey, we worked ourselves right into a 1-to-1 though, so hopefully we can push down back into that.
Hey Tyler, would you say that like order blocks like sometimes like might need to get filled in just like fair value you have to do sometimes?
Yes, because if they're not going to repel price, then they're going to use it for liquidity. So it's a source of liquidity at that point.
I kind of wanted to show you what I had on the H1 for Nas, but I'll just send it to Discord. I don't want to take pictures.
Okay, yeah, post it here in the chat too.
The chat on Zoom.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Pretty sure, but I'm not 100%. I'm like 68% sure. So which line are you talking about? Which color?
So do you see the chart I sent?
Mm-hmm.
So that like gold with the dotted in the middle, that's an H4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of, because it like went all the way to the top, damn near to the tick. So that's why I kind of asked you about if they get filled in with like gaps too.
Yeah, and I mean it all depends on your direction, right? Because you wanna see those expectations, because you can't apply just like a, hey, they should get filled in all the time,
Yeah,
you know, or like order block should get filled in versus this gap. You know, it's you don't necessarily know, but you just define kind of a setup that you want to see in a direction, right? Where you would see it turn, and then where you would want to see your target,
yeah.
and you kind of just apply your technicals after that, right? So if you have an order block and a gap, then okay, if you're expecting your target to get hit, it's most likely going to fill it in and then reject off of it. You know what I'm saying? So like for NASDAQ, let me just go raw chart here real quick. So for NASDAQ, right, marking here, we would have to go, okay, we believe that it's going to go from here down to just, let's just say this opposite, right, bullish order block. Then now we can apply our technicals and say, okay, if this is going to happen, then okay, this level should be hit to some degree, and then we should start seeing everything kind of start falling in line. So you can see right there, once that taps it, you have your odd man out down at the low, so it makes sense. You start selling off at these levels. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, I can't really give you a definitive answer, but you start building your context to your trade as it starts going, and you make up the route that it would most likely take once those PD arrays start showing themselves. So like, and one rule of thumb that ICT uses and kind of has been teaching on this Twitter stuff is, if 3 PD arrays fail, your trade's likely going to fail. So like, for example, on the bearish side, right, first thing we'd be looking at would be obviously high a day, that order block.
Okay.
Right, and then we would go, okay, well, what else is there? Well, there's a fair value gap. So if that fails, we're in trouble. And then just pick another one, right, mitigation. If that fails, we're in trouble. But either way, once we ran into this order block, it built in this consolidation, started consolidating. Gave a small, very small breaker type setup. But then here, that right there is all you need to get in line.
Yeah, I felt like that was cleaner because like I kind of felt like with even though it was kind of making like little lower lows right there on the 1 minute, I kind of thought it was because with dollars selling, I was kind of thinking maybe it would continue up. But I think keeping dollar in mind as far as like what it's doing, it started to kind of reverse. So that's when it kind of started giving pressure to the downside.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, what up, Josh?
what up? The fuck? What time frame was that?
This is the 1 minute and the 15 minute.
Was that NAS though?
No, these are US30. This is NASDAQ. We actually just covered this right before you got on.
Oh, you were just showing NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah, it's crazy because yes, on the commentary he dropped on the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
he talked about like if you go to the minute, you already know this is just crazy to see, but like he said, when price like slips like that and like breaks structure quick, to not even worry about it filling the gap, it's gonna come straight to the low of the breaker.
Yeah.
It's like to the money.
Right, yeah. You just ignore kind of like this piece here.
Yeah,
Just take the IFED.
it's crazy.
Bro, one thing though, so we were in the long, but we actually, it was right, it ran to the high of the day, which was 3-1, so we hit our target, but it was like, should we hold or should we plan for the reversal? So we do have odd man out at the low of the day, so we were a bit worried that it could reach down there, but with dollar, we were like, we're going to go ahead and hold for the long because of how short dollar was.
Yeah.
But then we got this reversal. And now dollar's bullish, which is kind of flipping everything on its head right now.
Honestly, everything's moving together.
Yeah.
Like, same direction.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but we have odd man out right here at the low of day. And sometimes that could turn into our target, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, I think it's going to depend more so on dollar. You know, does dollar get that bullishness? Does it get another pump? Because we're pretty much done with news for today, so there's not going to be much that'll kind of give it away, you know?
Yeah. Crack open a cold one.
Well, it's Monday.
Damn, what was that?
Yeah, since I'm just going to take a little bit off. That way I can feel confident about not having to go to break even at least. I don't think it's going to be this massive move that just runs down and clears everything. But I'm not against it taking this level here. We talked about that mean threshold of the propulsion block where we left the consolidation, which is right here. So I think that area could be revisited or even taken out. But it is tough to want to trust the shorts with dollar selling off that hard. or shit, dollars about to give this wick fill on this 15-minute candle bullish, so maybe not. Maybe we just keep running. I'm about to watch that that video that y'all sent. I can't remember if it was you, Josh, or if it was Steven, but I know that one of y'all posted it.
Commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Steve.
Hmm.
Pretty solid commentary. I had to say so myself.
I see this guy on Twitter right now. He's posting like the time cycles, like certain cycles he likes. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Nice. So we're up about 2-1, just to kind of show everyone where we got in at. Oh, the SMT indicator just showed me where the SMT was that we didn't see. So let me show y'all here. Where was that stop? That was like right here. So sorry. Let's see. So right here. So right here we had odd man out. You see S&P lower high right there during the middle of New York. Right there, US30 higher high. So we went and took out that one and then immediately turned back through. Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Nas is paying off these levels crazy.
Yeah. Man, I saw ICT was saying that he's done in November.
Yeah,
I wonder what he's doing next.
that's why like watching that Twitter space he did. The one about how you know you're gonna fail,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And kind of like, damn, do I just really sit on my hands and just soak everything in first?
Yeah, bro, he's not leaving.
Yeah, it could come November, he's gonna be like, I just don't think I'm done yet.
Yeah.
Still more people are still talking shit. So
Yeah.
I got more to show you guys. Nah, but it is real shit what he says, like, cause I honestly don't think, like, especially when I first started learning the ICT concepts, I like actually sat back and see how price reacted. It was kind of just like, oh, okay, I know how to spot an order block. Let me try to trade it,
Mm-hmm.
or like anything else he taught. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start just consolidating. Let's see. Josh, brother, would you like to play chess?
It's funny. Sure.
We're gonna get a D1 tournament going on. I rewatched our game, bro. I was studying.
What did we play last time? 10 minutes?
I think that's just what it's like the default.
Y'all be playing chess?
Yeah.
What y'all be playing on?
Chess.com.
Chess.com.
I play chess a little bit too, bro. So if y'all want to go, y'all can add me. That D1 chess thing don't sound bad.
Hey, bro, but the way that you said you like know how to play chess, it kind of scared me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I don't know how to play chess.
Nah, I just know how the pieces move. Like, I ain't crazy.
Oh yeah, all right. I sound like you had plays ready, boy. Like you're about to.
Yeah.
Nah. I never went that deep.
Got to, bro.
Yeah, I heard it like teaches you a lot because like you strategize and you thinking a lot of moves ahead, and you know.
Once you start figuring out what you're doing, you know, in the beginning, not so much. You're kind of still just moving the pieces.
Let me know when y'all trying to go, man. I'm trying to see what y'all.
Hey, make an account right now and we'll add you.
because I normally be playing chess on iMessage.
I think that works too. But this is good because it it keeps your scores and all that.
It's at chess.com.
Oh, dirty dog.
It always looks good, but never pans out.
Oh no, bro, you put me in checkmate. I had to run.
Alright, I made the account.
Should I do it? Fuck it.
The fuck? Take that.
Yeah, that dude, I'm like, fuck it, bro, fuck it.
So wait, do you gotta stay on the website to play? Like,
Nah, it's like an app.
oh, it's an app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I done went to the actual website.
It's a world renowned app.
Yeah, it's definitely like what the professionals use and stuff.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Chess. I just created the account. So wait, what is it called? Is it chess.com 2 on the App Store?
Yeah.
Wow, ICT actually didn't tweet today.
He said he wasn't gonna tweet.
Yeah, he actually didn't do it.
Damn. What's wrong with him? Oh, it's my turn. Damn. Bro. I'm getting straight shanked right now, bro.
Fuck.
Bro, I hate how you can't put descriptions on the fibs. Can you? I wonder if you can. Oh, you can't.
I think you can, but it won't show it.
Yeah. Bro, how are you ranked 102?
It's dog shit.
You're from another country, it says. I'm 407, but I'm from the US. I think it says you're from the Dominican Republic.
Does it still say that?
Whatever that flag is. It's like one star.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico. There you go.
It was the Dominican Republic flag, but that's because like I made the account there, and I guess it just like picked it up.
Hmm.
Alright, so what we're gonna do is
Okay, so dollar's rallying again, so maybe we can get some. Oh, where'd you even move? Did you kill my guy?
you can go back, right?
Oh, yeah, I see. Oops. I didn't do that. Nice. Selling again. So we pushed down. We officially hit another 3-to-1. So that's 2 3-to-1s today. Not bad. Not bad at all. With the way dollar's acting, I think it has maybe just a little more too, but we'll see. Oh damn! What in the world happened?
Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. Ah, I should have fucking took that.
I hope it didn't kick me from the game. Yeah, we're gonna take a little partial there. Josh, my boy said I see you from 1,000 miles away.
What?
You moved your king?
Hey Tyler.
Yeah, what it do?
Yeah, add me.
One sec, bro. I gotta finish playing Josh. We got like maybe 5 minutes left. Oh, you bitch.
I need to figure out how I lost my queen so quick.
Because you moved that one spot open.
Can't swap the rook. Fuck. So here. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna take this. That was cute. What?
There's nothing I could do with it. I'm like, fuck you. I'm gonna take your little soldier out. Just cause.
Ooh, you motherfucker, you read me.
Ah, he did it. Damn.
Yeah, I knew that was the obvious play. I was just trying to figure out like there was something else.
I know. I was hoping that you were gonna go. I don't want to risk it.
Where you going, buddy?
Damn, EU really sold off. Oh damn! I got 20 seconds left.
Yeah, this game's cooked. Damn. Ah. Yo, if it's one thing I'm gonna do is not lose my time, bro. Fuck no.
Oh, you ho.
Oh shit.
Oh,
No fucking way, bro.
Let's go.
Yo, that's so bullshit.
Hey, good game, bro. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Let's see.
Damn.
Dimitri, bro. Let's see. What's your thing?
It's Mitri, MITRE_2094.
Oh wait, hold on.
I beat Tuka Josh.
Gotcha. You have to type that, bro.
Alright.
Wait, is it M? You said.
I dropped it in the chat.
All right, bro. I just sent it. We've only played after we just taken a trade and just been chilling, not knowing what else to do.
Yeah,
How do I just freely add somebody?
Alright, you gotta go to friends and then you gotta go to search.
God. Damn, 800. Nah, this dude knows how to play. He knows how to play.
Right. Bro, I've been recording for the academy, and man, it's definitely been tough because there's like so much, bro, where I'll like explain something and then I'm like, ah, shit, I gotta do an intro to that, and then so I delete the whole dang video, and I'm still like it's a hard puzzle to tie everything together and introduce everything at the right time. Like some things I've saved introducing them till later on, but like a lot, like we go through a lot of the basic stuff like timing, stop hunts, just normal price movement before we even cover like an order block or anything,
Yeah, that's funny actually, cause like my brother was asking like how to, like, he wants to learn how to trade and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of hard for me to figure out like what to start with.
It's tough, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you could talk about something and then like you feel like you need something else to add to it.
Yeah. And it's like, well, sense. Bro, but that's a whole hour and a half, 2 hour session just teaching it. And then it's like, bro, even if you teach it to them, they're not going to know really what you mean until they go experience it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, it's so much time that's involved. But then at the same time, if you know, hey, they're not going to really learn this till they experience it, like you want there to be enough time in between what they're learning now and what they're learning when they go to month 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of how I'm going to break it down, is like I want it to be kind of what, so, ICT's academy for me was like perfect because I was in it when he did his paid mentorship when I joined in 2017. So the way that worked was basically, you only got 1 month at a time. I'm probably not going to restrict people like that, but man, it was so good for me because, you watch the 8 videos you got in a month in the first week, but then it's like you can't jump to month 2. So you have to stick to month 1, which I think was done intentionally because it gives you the time that whole month to go in your charts and experience some of the things and only some of the things that he was talking about in that month.
Yeah.
But then when you go to the next month, you start, experiencing other things. You start seeing, okay, well, yes, the market looks for buy stops and sell stops, but sometimes it doesn't take them. Sometimes it just goes to a level before them, and then you start building that question, okay, well, what are these levels before the buy stops and sell stops? And then, you get far enough in that where you're you start getting intrigued, and then it's like, oh, well, there's these order blocks and these breaker blocks and all these other things that kind of help you identify those levels, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely smart. Like, I guess if you really care about the students learning, it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you month by month. It's gonna suck because obviously now they have to pay for each month, but at the same time, like, you know, they don't just pay for it one time and then just riffle through it and then they have a bunch of questions.
Well, and I thought it was fair to do it that way because it's like, okay, I would not have, it wouldn't have felt fair if it was like, okay, I'm going to pay full price, but I'm only going to get a piece of the product each month. But it's more like, okay, so say you go through the first 2 months and you're like, yeah, this ain't for me. You know? And then you're like, okay, I'm done. You know, so it also provided like low risk. You know, where it's like if you didn't want to continue, you just didn't send your payment and you wouldn't continue. But I don't think that I'm going to do mine like that. I think that, yes, that's what's best. But at the same time, like, you know, I'm going to let people go through it at whatever pace they want. I'm going to give a recommended pace, what I recommend, you know, what I think is best and why I think it's best. But it's ultimately up to people, you know, because if someone's really trying to learn it, you know, they're gonna listen. Kind of like that Twitter Spaces, the one that we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
How to know you're gonna fail or whatever. Bro, if you can't listen, if you don't take instruction, you know, like he's saying with his Twitter stuff, where it's like, hey, just follow me, stop trying to push buttons, you know.
Yeah.
Sit on the chart for the first 30 minutes. Don't push any buttons, you know? And like for me, I feel like what's helped is like, man, I used to get on the charts like the second I woke up. It was like, okay, I wake up and boom, I'm on the charts and now I'm trying to take a trade. But now it's like, bro, I get up around like 6 o'clock most days, and on other days I get up at like 7:30, the kind of the latest. And so it's like, I'm looking at price, but I'm not staring at price, right? I'm looking at price, getting an idea of what's going on. I'm building biases. And then that first 30 minutes, usually around, you know, 8:20, 8:30, I won't touch it. And then after that, you know, 20, 30 minutes goes by, and now I've already been analyzing price for an hour and a half. You know, I've already sat in front of price and stared at price and did my technicals. And now I'm in a place where I could take a trade. And it's just the little things like that he talks about, where it's like you have to do those little things. You know, if they say take a trade at the order block, right? You don't take it once it's running away from the order block. You know, there are techniques to manage that stuff, but especially in the beginning, you know, the biggest thing you have to practice on is just doing what you're told. And that was one of the hardest things for me, you know, not trying to make up my own shit, just trying to follow the levels that are outlined.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that it was like a system at first. You know, it probably took me a couple months, maybe like 4 months, until I was like, oh, this isn't necessarily just like a trade setup or a trading strategy. It's like it's just the study of price action. And then you start learning these little moments where there's like these arbitrages almost of like where price should go and where it's currently at. But stop loss gonna go break even. Dollar hit 50% on that day. I posted a little thing just because if you look at, it's the last thing and then I'm gonna hop off. If you look at US30, and I did this with dollar too. One, it just took that previous daily high. Two, we have odd man out right here at the low of the day. We've talked about how that could potentially draw price all the way down there. Now, I want you to look at it in terms of daily, right? We know that what 4 levels do we generally pay attention to and price the most? We know that we're always going to be looking at our open, high, low, and close. So for right now, let's just mark that open and close. So right here, you can see US30, it actually started accumulating as soon as it ran below that daily close. So now it runs all the way to the open, trades above it, not just the open, but the daily high, sweeps it. And Josh, kind of like one thing that's been in your study a lot lately, I know you were talking about it, about the gaps. Gaps are just what? Or wicks are just what?
Gaps.
Right. And so if you're viewing this the same as, okay, it just traded up into a fair value gap that was overlapping with this bearish order block, look at that 50. And so that makes sense. If it's going to come off that level, that aggressive, I think that there's a not super high probability, but there's a pretty good probability that that low of the day at least gets tested. And what would we want to see? We'd want to see at least 3 PD arrays fail. We have order block here. We have fair value gap here. We have propulsion block here. So if those start failing, it's easier to take a short. But that's kind of the reasoning why I think it could go there. And also here, if we did the same on dollar, I'm not going to cut all of it up, but if you just look at that as the open and closing price, you can see right here the closing price. It ran above the closing price and above that previous daily high, and then turned around.
Would this be the new weekly opening gap here?
Yes.
So,
We can go ahead and move these from last week.
I guess for like bias sake, right? Like he was talking about if they show that they want to run away from the weekly opening gap, then you got like your bias. Whereas like if they stay within it or around it, it's going to be like an accumulation.
Yeah. So like this one here, you see Monday is tough because they definitely spent some time around this one. But, what's the time threshold? Is it only Monday? Is it Monday and Tuesday? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Because Monday stays in the gap. But Tuesday obviously displaces and runs from the gap. And then you get this retail death trap.
So like that Tuesday where they displace.
Yeah, couldn't get that.
For Wednesday, like, all right, I can look to trade away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot, man. That's like definitely like I'm in no rush this year. I think less is more.
I agree.
For me.
I think it's a relative truth.
So
anyone in trading.
It's gonna take the time to really, really observe this shit and
Mm-hmm.
just rip it when the time is right.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna hop off. Solid morning, and I will talk with y'all real soon.
All right, brother.
Peace.